Felicia, it's Mac. Call me when you get a chance. We need to talk about what's going on with you in Frisco. Hey, didn't see you come in.
Well, you don't have to apologize. If you're busy, go ahead.
Look, I've already taken care of it. So, you're here to drink or to dine?
Oh, I think probably dinner is in order.
All right. What can I get you? Ribs, chicken?
Both.
Okay.
And while you're at it, why don't you tell me what's going on with Felicia?
That was Mac, wasn't it?
How'd you know?
I don't know. Years of training. Always studying people. Why didn't you take his call?
I'm a coward. I know I have to talk to him sooner or later, but I have no idea what I'm going to say to Mac about Frisco.
Felicia and I have been doing this dance for the better part of 2 decades. And just when I think there's a future for us, Frisco descends from the heavens. Look, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, you don't have to.
I know all the signs. It starts with Felicia lying. And I know she and Frisco went to dinner.
And she omitted to tell you that.
You know what? Hey, if Felicia wants to play these games, who am I to object, right? After all, I'm just the guy that raised our 2 daughters. You know what? You need to savor your meal. Really focus on your food.
You know what? This looks very good.
I know he's up to something. I know it. I can't do anything about it. Except sit here and wait for Felicia to call me back. Do you know how frustrating that is?
Why don't you tell me about it?
I thought you and Mac were okay. I mean, of course, I understand that having Frisco in town has got to be difficult.
Yeah, you might say that. He told me he wants me back.
When did that happen?
The other night at the Metro Court. When I met him without telling Mac. The only reason why I met him is why I wanted to shut him down, to let him know that there was absolutely zero chance that we would ever get back together again.
Oh, God, that's not what happened, is it?
No. What happened was, we ended up taking a little trip down memory lane.
Just be honest with Felicia. Let her know that I know she went to dinner with Frisco and see how she feels about that.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, it would be if I could get a hold of her. I mean, she's avoiding me, and every minute that goes by, I can't help but wonder what she's doing.
Don't do that. Don't go down that road. You know, it's a very short trip from jealousy to outright paranoia.
I can see them at dinner, right? Sitting across the table from each other. They're leaning in, gazing into each other's eyes, holding hands. Or maybe they just skipped dinner and went right to feeding each other chocolate-covered strawberries while laughing about what a sucker I am. Or maybe they just skipped food altogether. And he just seduced her, and they made mad, passionate love while listening to a string quartet play Lady of My Heart.
Get a grip on yourself, Mac. I don't know what Felicia's doing, but I can guarantee you that is not it.
It was Georgie's birthday, and I think that we were kind of emotional.
Oh, I can imagine.
We started to reminisce, and it's like opening up the floodgates. All these memories started just rushing back. You know, those first adventures when we were young and in love. And it was just the 2 of us against the world.
Oh, God, I remember those days. It was just so much fun, wasn't it, when you were young? I mean, like falling in love for the first time, your heart was beating all the time, going crazy. You didn't know whether you were going to have a heart attack or... And it was just feeling of being alive, you know? And that bond, I always feel that the bond that you make at that time kind of never goes away.
No. I knew you'd agree with me. I dug this out the other day, and I've been carrying it around with me ever since. This is my little secret.
Nothing to worry about when it comes to Felicia. I've seen the way she looks at you. She's head over heels in love.
That was before Frisco showed up. Dude, Frisco was Felicia's first love. I mean, she sees him, brings up all the memories, all the feelings they shared. I can't compete with that.
But don't be so sure. That's all Anna and I have are wonderful, wonderful memories. Look how that turned out for me.
Wow, I remember this day. You and Frisco were so in love. It was an honor to stand up for you.
with Mac now.
Right.
And we have a history, too. And there were years after Frisco took off to become a full-time agent. Sometimes Mac and I were friends, and sometimes we were lovers. But he was always my rock. The one that I could count on. He never failed me.
Mac's a wonderful man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And I thought I finally had it clear in my head when we got married. But I was wrong, because I let him down. And to make matters worse, I left Mac to raise my daughters. I missed out on raising my daughters because I was chasing after Frisco. We always agreed to meet up in one city or another city, and he would never show up. And I got it. I'm not the priority.
Right.
He wants to love me when it's convenient for him.
Yeah.
But he didn't want a life with me.
Do you think he's changed at all?
Well, he says he has.
Right.
But even if it's true, it's too late for us. So why do I keep carrying this picture around with me? Why can't I stop thinking about the way things used to be?
You're asking the wrong person. Really. Join the club.
As it was our first date, I wanted it to be romantic. I wanted to recapture the magic.
So we arrive at the Metro Court.
I promptly ordered a bottle of wine. I thought it was the correct vintage. I hoped it was.
85 Cabernet. It's my favorite.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it was lovely. Until it wasn't.
What happened?
Oh, so we had our expensive meal, and then the waiter brought the check, and Duke paid with cash.
Very quickly, the waiter returned with the check and told me that the bills were counterfeit.
How did you end up with funny money?
Well, suffice to say, when you do business with Tracy Quarterman, it's a very good idea to keep your eye on your back.
Noted. But I gotta be honest with you. This doesn't sound too bad.
Really?
Which part?
The fact that I'd been paying for everything with forged money, or the fact that Anna had to pay for the bill with her own credit card.
So the evening didn't go perfectly. It doesn't mean you can't get Anna back.
It's over? Why?
Because the mere fact that Duke was in a position to take counterfeit money from Tracy, that points to a larger problem.
Which is what?
Which is that he always cuts corners to get what he wants. And even if that means being on the wrong side of the law, so be it. You know, which... that's a serious complication, considering that I am the law.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to be together if we're on opposite sides?
Once we had Faison's ridiculous masquerade behind us, nothing was going to get in our way. Well, I was wrong. You know, I think maybe what Anna and I had was just too long ago.
As much as I loved Duke, our relationship is 20 years in the past. Is it even practical to try to rekindle it?
I'm in the same boat. As much as I cherish my memories with Frisco and that first love, we're just not the same. It's over between us.
Anna has a rather colorful background. You know, everything from fencing stolen jewels to being a double agent. I'm sure that gives her a certain empathy towards other people's transgressions. She did marry you.
What are you saying?
I'm saying her line about being on opposite sides of the law was an excuse.
For what?
So she can hide from her true feelings.
Anna doesn't hide from anything. She's not afraid of anything. She's one of the bravest people I've ever known.
You'd be surprised what scares people. Like facing what's inside her own heart. But anyway, you know, you can still get Anna back. Don't give up on her yet.
Well, don't you give up. I can assure you, these are real. I have no doubt. Hello, Felicia.
Hello, Duke.
See you.
Good night. I wasn't sure I'd see you tonight. Seemed like maybe you were busy.
Well, I got your message, and you're absolutely right. We do need to talk about Frisco. The friend that I met for dinner the other night. It was him.
I sort of figured that out.
It's not what you think. The only reason why I agreed to meet with Frisco is because I wanted to ask him to leave town. I think it's the best choice for all of us.
So I was right. Frisco wants you back.
Yes, he does.
How do you feel about that?